Welcome to video 2C of our video publishing training series. In this video we're going to show you how to get more bang for your buck if you own a domain name. Now, if you have your domain hosted somewhere, in other words, you've got a website that your domain points to, maybe you have a blog or whatever it is. If wherever your domain is registered, most domain registries will offer you web hosting for a fee. You can host your domain there and have a website, a blog, or whatever right there. Or you can use a third-party web hosting service such as Bluehost or HostGator, IX Web Hosting, GVO. There are a number of them. And when you go there and buy a hosting package, you then go to your domain registry and edit the DNS settings. That's DNS settings. And you just follow the instructions that the web host gives you for what to put into the fields for the DNS settings so that your domain name will point to your web host. So the good thing about having a hosted domain name is you can create unlimited subdomains in most cases. That's when you put a something 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 dot before your domain name, and I'll show you that in a minute, an example of that. First, I want to go to the Mentoring for Free Pro back office and log in and create another tracking link to use with a subdomain. So we'll go over here to Stats, and in the drop down click on Your Ad Campaigns, and we'll add another campaign. This one, let's call this one Big Al 2. And for the description, and just put in something to remind myself what it is. And then down here, click on one of these buttons to use one of the capture forms. So like again, I use Big MLM Lies because it puts the capture form at the top of the page, and click Save. Now scroll down to the bottom, and our new tracking link is right here, the doorway link. Okay, next we want to go to our web hosting control panel. Most of your web hosting services have a control panel that looks like something like this. It's called cPanel, and it's an Apache software that lets you manage your web hosting. And you'll see a section like Mail where you can create email accounts to go along with your domain name. You can use your name at yourdomainname.com or whatever. You can create as many email accounts as you want in most cases and manage them here. Then they have the files where you can manage the files that you have uploaded to your hosting, various logs and stuff. Way down here in the software area, there's usually a Fantastico. Fantastico is what you use to install software on your site, such as WordPress for blogging, or various forums or different software that will let you manage the designing of your website. But what we want here in the domain area is the subdomains. So we're going to click on subdomains. This is where we can create our subdomains. And here I'm using kenclem.com, where I host a blog, and I'm going to create a subdomain called Big Al. Just type it in here, and I'll hit my tab key, and it's going to be bigal.kenclem.com, and they automatically selected here a folder. It will create a folder in my hosting account called Big Al, so I could actually build a website in that folder if I want to, and there's no option there. You have to create that folder. We're not going to use the folder, but we'll just click on Create, and the subdomain will be created. There, now the subdomain has been created, the folder has been created. If I go into my file manager, I'll see that Big Al folder in my folder list. Now I will click Go Back and go down here to look at the subdomain. Here it is, bigal.kenclem.com. What I want to do is redirect it. And what you do is click on Manage Redirection, and we need to go back to our Mentoring for Free back office and grab that doorway URL for the tracking. Copy it. Back in the control panel, to highlight this whole field and then paste our doorway link into there. Just paste and then click Save, and it's all done. So BigAl.KenClem.com is being redirected to that tracking link. Let's test it. And remember, here we go. Back here, we right now have 0 visits on that tracking link. So let's go over to a new window and type in that Big Al thing, BigAl.KenClem.com, and go there, see if the page loads. And there we go. It's taken us to our capture page. So back over here in the back office, let's refresh this page and see if this changes to 1 visit. We should see 1 visit here now. And yep, there it is. I refreshed the page. We got 1 visit. If somebody visits the page now, this tracking link, and fills in the form and submits it, then what we would see here in the back office, this would change to a 2, and then you'd have a 1 here in your subscribers count. And that's it. Now back to the control panel. I just want to show you, at any time you can change this redirection. You manage the redirection to have it point to a different capture form or different thing, whatever you want to point it to. Or just remove. You could remove the subdomain, or you can go into manage redirection and just disable the redirection and go ahead and use that subdomain and build a web page in your web hosting account. And you can create as many of these subdomains as you want. You can create more of them using that same domain name. You could have myebook.kenclem.com. You could have freeebook.kenclem.com, success.kenclem.com, as many different subdomains as you want, and assign a different tracking link to each one. So if you're publishing a bunch of different videos, you can use that same domain name over and over again with different subdomains to track each video. So you get a lot more bang for your buck. All right, we'll see you on the next video.